President Trump's social media and cryptocurrency company is adding clean energy to its balance sheet with the announcement yesterday of a $6 billion merger with fusion power company TAE Technologies. The all-stock deal, expected to close by the middle of next year, would create one of the world's first publicly traded nuclear fusion companies. Under the merger, shareholders of each company will own about 50% of the combined company. Meanwhile, a new report in the Wall Street Journal takes a deeper look into the rapid and exponential growth of the Trump family business empire during this second term. The analysis maps out 268 different business ventures, including crypto, communications, and that fusion power deal that have created billions in new wealth for the first family. And with the Wall Street Journal reporters behind that piece, David Uberti joins us now. David, thanks for being with us. Boy, this is such a complex and tangled web. And some of the concerns people had about Donald Trump and his business dealings in the first term seem almost quaint by comparison to what we're seeing now.
Yeah, we set out here to answer a very simple question. What does the Trump family own? And what we got is a convoluted answer. We mapped out some 268 different business entities. They're connected in various ways to President Trump, the revocable trusts under his name, the sons, Melania Trump, et cetera. They span all different sorts of business ventures and sectors of the economy, increasingly veering into cryptocurrency. So what we have mapped out at the Wall Street Journal is sort of the financial geography of the Trump business empire. And what we can say with certainty now is that it's expanding.
So, David, let's walk through some of this. You mentioned crypto. That's one of the biggest pieces, one of the ones that's gotten the most headlines. Tell us more about how they've made money off of crypto and what are some other venues where they've made money that perhaps haven't generated as much attention?
Well, by our calculations, ventures launched since Trump's reelection have generated some $4 billion in both paper wealth and proceeds for the first family. Now, $3 billion of that is on paper. It's through cryptocurrency valuation changes as well as stock price changes. About $1 billion of that, by our calculations, is from trading revenues from tokens from projects such as World Liberty Financial, which is the main cryptocurrency project by the president. That's co-founded with his sons, and Eric Trump in particular is very much a hype man for that project. And $1 billion, that's our back of the envelope map based on publicly available data and disclosure agreements. But that's probably a conservative estimate. So what we have done here is put some pretty strict guardrails around our reporting to provide a conservative investment. And we suspect that it's going to get bigger going forward. So
there's been questions raised about ties to foreign entities, whether it's governments or businesses that are based overseas, particularly in the Middle East. Tell us more what you found there.
Well, the real estate arm of the Trump empire does have an array of deals with businesses in the Middle East, also in South Asia. These typically operate through licensing agreements with the Trump organization or some of its offshoots as well. Cryptocurrency is, in addition, a very big part of that. My colleagues at the Journal have reported that Binance, the cryptocurrency exchange, helped facilitate a $2 billion investment in some of the World Liberty Financial stablecoins. The Trump organization, through various related entities and people related to World Liberty Financial, make interest on that $2 billion of stablecoin revenue over the course of time. A lot of that dealings was routed through the Middle East.
Donnie Deutsch, the host of the podcast that bears his name, joins us now. Donnie, I remember in the first term being in Trump Tower. Actually, it was in the transition right before he took office. And the president-elect held a news conference about how he's going to walk away from his businesses. They passed out papers to everybody. I mean, it ended up being largely bogus, but there was at least an attempt to say, like, hey, I'm separating myself from profit-making enterprises while I'm in the office. This time around, not even trying.
Yeah. The interesting thing, I talked to a lot of Trump voters, and I kind of said, can you believe this? And they go, yeah, no big deal. Nothing to see here. I mean, that's amazing that it has not gotten more attention, more scrutiny. I think people, they think that it's kind of baked into it. What are the anticipated businesses that Trump might go into? I mean, he was successful before this. I mean, he's, as you said, he's worth another $4 billion more. This is just year one. Is there any anticipation of new business ventures coming?
I mean, there's a lot of pending deals for new hotels, golf courses, other real estate developments. Cryptocurrency is one of the big avenues of growth, although the crypto market has undergone some stress in recent weeks and months. I mean, this deal that you mentioned at the outset of this segment, it's with TAE Technologies, which is a fairly well-known fusion energy company. And it's a very, very speculative disruptive type of technology, but it is a type of energy market, given the boom in AI, that has the U.S. government at its back. So this is very an interesting deal in that sense, but also sort of in the symbolism of the sort of Trump evolution over time. Trump media was born from the sort of fallout from the January 6th Capitol riot. He was banned from Twitter. They launched this new company, this new social network, Truth Social. That company has gone through various twists and turns over time. They've launched a suite of financial products. They have a cryptocurrency stockpiling program. They have a streaming platform. And now they're going into fusion energy.
Sort of an unlikely fit, frankly, for this president, clean energy. We should also note that some of Trump's supporters who have bought in meme coins and stuff, they have not done nearly as well financially as the president himself. That's an understatement. One last question for you. Let's say that right now we know Republicans control Washington, and there's no real resistance here to President Trump's ability to make money. But let's say the Democrats do take control of the House next fall, which at this moment they're favored to do. Are there things that can be put in place to try to restore some guardrails about the president profiting off his time in office?
I mean, you saw some of this with the change in power in 2021. You saw renewed investigations from various state attorneys general, Letitia James in New York, for example. Congressional Democrats did hype up the scrutiny of the Trump business interests as well. That said, that there's a long road to get there, and if there's a divided Congress, who knows how this all plays out. And given the sort of political backlash to some of the sort of legal scrutiny of the Trump empire, it's an open question whether the Democrats pursue that again, in my opinion.
We've only scratched the surface of an in-depth piece. Great reporting by the Wall Street Journal's David Uberti and his team. David, thanks for bringing it to us. You can read the piece online now at the Wall Street Journal.